Hey guys, what is up? It's the Duosion Duo back with the Monster Hunter Ultimate Podcast.
Yeah! We're the hunters and monsters.
Oh, I'm excluded. It's still only a duo. I forgot.
Yeah, you're still...
My mistake! I'm here! Oops!
Yeah.
Goodbye!
Walk out the door. No one wants you.
Get the walk of shame.
So, today we are here to talk about skills that we like on our armor.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna start. I think the way we did it before was Lucas, Josiah, then me.
But we're going to change it up a bit. Because I said so.
Okay, apparently we are then.
Yeah, because I'm going to deny you and everything you want in life.
I'm just gonna...
No one likes you. Go away.
We'll begin with Lucas, because he's a faggot, and he just so kindly opted to go first because he's a faggot.
Do I know you?
I do.
Okay, good. Okay, let's see. When it comes to skills, I use Insect Alive and Switch Axe. So usually it depends on those two weapons skills that I like to use. So I won't use like guarding stuff because I don't have any shields, nor would I want any shields.
Neat.
So when it comes to skills, the first one that I like to think of the top of my head that I really like is hearing, because hearing is a fantastic skill.
I completely agree with that.
It's like, one, it helps you for the fact you don't have to disengage your weapon, which on Switch Axe you need, because you do not want your weapon disengaged. Because it takes such long time for it to come out and then come back in. Giggity.
It's just like demon mode with dual blades. If a monster roars while you're in demon mode, you're automatically kicked out of it, and it sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Which is just a pain. And especially also when you're using the Insect Alive, you're trying to jump and get a ride off, and they're just like, yeah, we're just going to yell and knock you straight out of the air.
The only thing that I find that sucks about hearing is the fact that
nothing sucks about it.
One thing sucks about it.
No.
Yeah. I want to hear what he has to say.
The only thing that sucks about hearing is the fact that you have to get high-grade hearing or it's totally pointless.
Yeah, that's why you get armors that do have high-grade hearing.
Yes,
true.
But really, you're not going to see much advantage on hardly any monsters if you don't have the high-grade hearing. So you can get just basic hearing and you're not going to see the...
Well, the thing is, most monsters we fight are big monsters.
Yes. But I've noticed even with the Rathalos, the Rathian, even their roars require high rank.
No, they don't. I'm pretty sure they just require... It's just like Zenogre. It only requires a low rank hearing, because my Insect Alive, if you get all three, you got low rank hearing automatically. And I've never been affected by a Rathalos when I don't have an armor with hearing.
Okay. In what rank?
G rank.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I remember...
I don't think it affects... I don't think there's differences in their roars per rank.
Oh, I had a Azuri Rathalos armor set for high rank, if you guys remember, and it had hearing, but I think once I got to a certain part, it wasn't even G rank, it was some monsters on high rank, then it just stopped working. So it was annoying as hell.
Yeah, I think some...
Because it was a low-grade hearing, as he said.
I think some monsters do gain, like, a stronger roar once they get higher up. Not completely sure.
Yeah, not sure.
So, next skill I'd say off the top of my head is Rodeo God, or mounting.
Yeah, mounting.
Now, mounting's a very specific thing for certain weapons, because it's completely worthless on a Switch Axe, but it's great on a Insect Alive, because it increases the amount of rides you can get, which is fantastic. And it makes it much easier to ride, because you can just instantly ride, because much less clicks.
And I'd say that is a really good skill on probably only about 3 weapons. The Lance it can be okay on, even though the Lance's ride attack really isn't superb.
Yeah.
The Insect Glaive, because it's obviously the riding weapon, and dual blades I would say would be the last one that mounting can be useful on, because dual blades do a lot of damage, do a lot of ride hits. They get a lot of hits off when they do their cyclone spin thing off the edge of a cliff.
Yeah,
that's
why. And the thing is, with that, I find it's not even necessary for a dual blade to have Rodeo God, just because it's so damn easy to get a ride if you wish. I have games where against certain monsters that I definitely want to get a ride, but against other monsters I just go, what the hell, I'll let other people take care of it, and I just don't care, right? But rides are still fun, but I just don't figure that Rodeo God is a necessary skill for me.
No, it's definitely not necessary.
For me.
Yeah, but actually the funny thing is, with Cross coming out, it will actually become one of the best skills because everyone can get rides.
True.
Everyone can get rides pretty easily with the new, what were they called?
Super skill?
No,
Styles.
Styles, that was it. The riding style.
Yeah.
So people will be able to get rides much easier now.
Oh, yeah.
But I love the Rodeo God, especially things against like the Gallic Mazios, because getting rides on that thing is so easy and such a useful thing to do. Because you're always just getting it falling down, you can hit its face, just do massive damage. It's really good against big monsters, especially.
I wonder if monsters are going to get more difficult or have more HP because of the new mechanics.
I don't know.
Because honestly, we're getting pretty overpowered with our current skills, so if they're the exact same weakness as before, then it might be a little bit easier than it was even in 4 to body monsters.
Yep. So with the next skill, I think I'm going to talk about Part Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
Part Breaker is one of my favorite skills because my first like great armor I ever had was Helios, and it had hearing, water attack, Part Breaker, whatnot. But Part Breaker is such a great skill because the main thing you love to do in Monster Hunter is break the parts of the monster, and it just further enhances that ability to do so.
Yep.
Just makes so. Granted, it probably helps some weapons more than others. Like Switch Axe, it helps a ton because it's meant for cutting and for breaking.
Yep.
But I'm sure with things, I don't know what is Part Breaker good for Lance?
I've used Part Breaker before. It just does more. It just breaks parts quicker. That's simply how it works. It's just if you need to break stuff. I think it's an effective skill if you need items that are breakable. But
like
I think that
like Rajang's horns.
Yes, Rajang, Part Breaker for sure. But for just basic fighting, I would leave it off most of my armors just because I think there's more useful skills that can do more damage. I'd say just putting basic attack on your thing is probably more effective.
Yeah. So, I think I'll talk about, I think 2 more skills that I like a lot. So, my other one is, where is it? I'm looking at my game, looking at my skills. One of them is Stamina. Mm-hmm. Stamina is such a useful skill because you use up so little stamina for running and for dodging, so you can.
It doesn't affect dodging.
It doesn't?
Nope.
Oh,
that's Constitution.
Oh, I don't know, but I love stamina because it's always been so useful. It's also good for when you're climbing up the walls now.
Yep.
That's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been like it's not like it's definitely not a necessary skill, but it's really good for just as a side skill if you can have it.
I think that stamina is probably my least favorite of the 3 stamina regarding abilities. I like Constitution because it helps you with the dodges. Obviously, I'm an evade lancer, so I like to hop around a lot, and so Constitution allows me to do that more without running out of stamina.
Yeah, that's much more of a specific thing for like lances.
I think that the better skill for stamina is stamina recovery, because that recovers your stamina incredibly quickly. So once you're done using it up, it's just whoop, done, back up to the top.
That could be helpful, especially with some situations if I find myself ducking, rolling, or a lot of Superman dives at a time. That my stamina might be in the low for a little bit, and if a monster's right on my ass, that would definitely be upsetting. So I mean, if I definitely got a skill like that, it definitely helped.
Yeah. Actually, I applied. I have 2 more because I forgot about one. So one that's I literally just found out about recently because I just made Molten Tigrex armor is the eating skill. I didn't really think it was going to be that useful, but it literally cuts the amount of time it takes to have a potion or eat a steak or energy drink or whatever you use in half, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it sounds like an amazing skill from what he was saying.
Yeah, like I didn't know it would be so useful, but it is. And if you can get it, I'd suggest it, even though you have to get up to 15, which is a bit difficult, sort of like hearing God.
Yeah.
But either way, it's like one of my favorite skills now.
Is it one of the skills?
Is that what HG stands for earplugs? Hearing God?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's what I have.
Yeah. And the last...
no, it doesn't. It doesn't stand for Hearing God. It stands for High Grade.
No, it's called Hearing God. I guarantee you, it's Hearing Master and Hearing God.
I thought it was High Grade. I thought it was High Grade earplugs.
No.
Because they have earplugs HG, don't they?
I have HG earplugs for my active skill on my set on the commander.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
I really thought it was High grade.
I'm just going to take 1 second just to look. Let's just look here. Yeah. Oh, no, they don't even say it there.
High grade earplugs.
Maybe you're right.
Not hearing God earplugs.
Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe I figured they were always hearing God. Because everything
The skill's
that's
called hearing God. Isn't it? Oh, no, it's not.
No, it's called hearing.
Why do we always call it that?
I don't know. But with that, I'm going to talk about the last skill is Stamina Thief, which increases, which I guess also Brawn and Connection, because it also has that, where it quickly depletes the monster's stamina. Because it's just such a good skill, because they can nearly fight as much and it instantly knocks out their stamina.
Yep.
Especially with Switch Axe, with an exhaust weapon. Like, they literally will be out of their stamina instantly.
An incredible set that you could set up if you wanted to would be a Challenger +2 set with stamina drain and an exhaust Switch Axe, because then when they're enraged you have more power, and when they're not enraged you have stamina reduction.
Well, I think that's it for my skills I'm going to talk about. But we can go with Joko.
Alright, Evade Lancer here. You probably all know the skills that I want on my set, but basically, evade lancing is always evasion, evade distance, and those are the main two things. That's really all you need to be an evade lancer. You don't need evasion +3, but I prefer evasion +3 because it takes up your entire frame of your hop, which is really, really handy. Because you can just constantly string hops and not be hit for any of those frames. I think you have like a 1 second period and 1 frame period in between each hop that you can be hit. But beyond that, you can pretty much just hop through anything. Evasion is just a certain amount of frames. 1 is a larger amount of frames. 2 is a very small increase, and then 3 is a massive increase on top of that for frames. So you're not getting much from 2, in my opinion, because you're either going for 1 or 3. Evade distance makes you go further. That's pretty obvious. It's how you move as an evade lancer. It takes a long time to put away your weapon, so you gotta get across the map somehow, and evade distance will allow you to just hop, clear across a map within maybe 6 hops if you needed to. And with the second hop, you can go further distance if you flick your joystick.
Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of evasion, because it's just, it really throws off my timing when I'm wanting to dodge, because instead of the time you normally dodge, you time it so you're about to be hit.
Yeah.
Instead of dodging before you know you're about to be hit.
True, yes, it is totally opposite.
But it works good for Lance, but I don't like it on a Switch Axe or an Insect Alive. But I know
that primarily the Switch Axe is for evasion. Most people say put evasion +2 on a Switch Axe so you can keep the pressure on.
I know people say that, but I just prefer just having Evade Extender and other skills on.
Yeah.
Because all I need is that distance to jump away, and that's all I need.
Well, I know you're fine with a Switch Axe, so if you can do without evasion, then that's probably an entire skill that you can avoid using.
Yeah, for the fact it takes up a lot of...
Can we talk about the fact that Josiah likes to flick his joystick?
I never denied it.
No, in fact, you mentioned it.
So it really depends on the weapon when it comes to evasion.
But another advantage to having evasion is the fact that you don't need high-grade earplugs. You don't need...
Yeah, I've tried... Yeah. That's the thing, I've tried that. I cannot time it.
It's rare that I ever get caught up in a roar anymore, because I either put up my shield if it's a long roar, or
you have a shield as an option, too.
Yes. But you still get hit by the long roars, too, like by the Yukanlos roar. You can still take the damage from it.
Yeah, like, that's the case with any... You can't... Hearing God doesn't protect you from getting
But the
hurt.
shield does.
Yes.
Yes.
So technically, the shield's the ultimate Hearing God.
Yes, it is. It's a really handy skill. It's a really handy asset to the weapon. Next skill I already mentioned was Constitution. It saves my stamina. It severely reduces the amount it takes. My set on my thing, normally I only have Constitution +1. I have another set where I give up mounting, which I do have on my Lance. I give up my mounting so I can have Constitution. Constitution +2. But most of the time, I only do that if the monster that I'm fighting I can't actually mount, like the Ukanlos, for example. There's no opportunity for a lance to mount a Ukanlos because it's just too darn tall, and you can't hop on it unless the cliff is up, so there's really no point in having it. Sharpness is my skill. I don't use handicraft. I would use handicraft if my armor set made it more readily available to me, but sharpness I find is more helpful for a lance user, because with the lance charge, it takes up 3 points of sharpness per hit, and there's a lot of hits that go into a single lance charge, so you can run out of stamina so fast. So you want the sharpness on there, so which often gives you a lot more white. I don't have any weapons with purple on it, so it's just a whole bunch more white. You can just keep on charging for the entire time it's down after a ride or something like that, and it does immense damage if you do that.
Yeah, like, your weapon is definitely more of a sharpness requirement weapon, but then, like, switch axe, you have to have handicraft over sharpness, because you'll always be missing that purple sharpness without handicraft most of the time.
Yeah, like with guard lancing, that's one situation I can imagine that you'd prefer handicraft over...
What about dual blades?
What about dual blades?
I wasn't asking you.
I'm your man.
I wasn't asking you.
I'm your man for dual blades, though.
What's better, handicraft or sharpness on dual blades?
Usually you pair them.
You pair them, but...
Usually you pair them, but I think handicraft is better.
Better of the choice of the two, yeah.
Handicraft, the immense damage increase that you get between white and purple is just huge.
I just love edgelore and handicraft together.
Yeah.
Because that is so dumb and overpowered.
Well, I can't wait until the Star Knight outfit comes out, because
you can make some Laotian armor and do pretty much the exact same thing.
Yeah, but with the Star Knight armor, which has Challenger and mounting on it,
yeah,
that's incredible. It's something else.
Mounting's not that hard to get, but the Challenger is good.
The Challenger +2, oh yeah. It's an incredible armor set. If I could throw evasion and evade distance on that, I would use that armor in a heartbeat. But
I think if I had a choice of skills that I have all together in one armor that would make, like, the god armor, would be edgelore, sharpness, handicraft, and hearing.
Oh, hearing, okay.
Yeah, that'd be my set of love.
I would like edgelore.
Edgelore, so just go
evasion,
so that.
Evade distance, Challenger, and that would be good for me.
Because, like, literally, the fusion of sharpness and fencing is, like, the greatest thing.
Yes, it is.
It's like, fencing is way too helpful.
Next skill I'll talk about is... I have this, it's not one of my favorite skills, but this is one of the ones that just... I can easily socket on there, is Unscathed. Unscathed allows you to do... It gives you a 50-point attack boost if you have not taken a hit. It's a terrible ability, because if you step on a single little patch of fire, get ticked by the monster in any way, you lose that. But I find that it is helpful in situations when you're either fighting weaker monsters, or if you're fighting something and someone's riding it, you can quickly just eat a small potion or something and bring it back up to full, and then you can use that to your advantage while it's down. If I was
to give an opinion, I'd say the greatest way to use that ability is if you use a weapon with life.
I do have a life weapon, but lances are no good for life.
No, I realize it's more dependent on the weapon. Yeah. So if you're using a great sword or a switch axe or something like that, life's great.
Yep.
That's great. Everybody.
Go. My last skill is mounting on the set, which has already been talked about. My skill is my set is I'll just quickly tell you that it's evasion +3, constitution +2, sharpness, evade distance, unscathed, and mounting. That is with a 3-socket Garuga lance. It's my favorite lance. I have to give up unscathed and constitution +2, but gives me mounting god rather than mounting master, and that's usually what I have. But with the Garuga lance, which is my favorite weapon, I get all those skills together, and it's just an absolute powerhouse. The Garuga lance is amazing to begin with, so my armor pieces to get that is Kushala Glare, Kushala Sista, Kushala Cocoon, Kushala Krus, which is the feet, I think, and then Sororal Van braces are the only thing I've swapped out on the Rusted Kusha set. The talisman I have was a lucky one that I got. It is a 3-socket creator talisman with evasion +7 and mounting +8, I believe.
I thought you could only get evasion +6.
No, evasion +8 is the maximum you can get. I have 7.
Like, I know I have talismans that have evasion distance +8.
Yes.
I need to get an evade distance 8 + 3 sockets.
That would be my dream talisman. 3 sockets, evade distance distance +8, evasion +8.
Like, that would be... People would think you'd be hacking at that point for how rare that would be.
Yep, that would feel like a hacked talisman. But actually, most people would look at this talisman and say, that looks hacked to me, because that's a 3-socket with those skills.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite. I also got another 3-socket with the same amount of evasion, and then I think +4 or 5 in protection, but I don't really like protection.
I still need to get a handicraft +6 3 talisman. I have a handicraft 6 +1 socket.
Oh yeah,
Like, it annoys me. So I think we'll go to Mr. Green's skills.
Alright, so for my skill tree here, I'm wearing Chameleos armor at the moment, but which does give me the hearing, as Lucas was saying. So I mean, as we are kind of already discussed that, but I mean, hearing is definitely an awesome skill to have, because again, like, you're not being flinched by those monsters. I'm a dual blade user, so I don't run out of my demon mode halfway through getting to Arc Demon, getting that bar full, so I don't have to deal with that BS. But definitely helpful. Next I have status. It's status attack +2.
Yeah, status is pretty good.
Yeah, that helps with
Paralyze, poison, and blocks.
Yeah, so that'll help with buffing those. And since my pretty much favorite weapons to use is
status weapons.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I do like status weapons for sure.
I feel like status weapons are definitely the superior weapons out of all weapons.
I mean, my favorite weapons to use are my my light break twins, which are my blast, my Brachydios.
Like,
but that's not status, right? That's just blast.
Blast is status.
Is it?
Yes.
Shit, eh?
If you bring 4 weapons that, like, if you have 4 people and you bring 1 status of each weapon, unless the monster isn't really affected by one of them, then it's like you're paralyzing them, you're putting them to sleep, you're doing
poisoning them, and you're blasting.
Like, that's an effective way.
There are certain situations where it's better to bring an element, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's it called? What's the big dragon called?
Gormagal?
No. The Fatalis. Yeah. Knock it down. I think it's 80 points to the head.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, do you ever want to be hitting that with dragon damage?
Wow.
Yeah. But it's like, if you're fighting the Urjang, I'd say that's like the most effective thing to do.
What?
Just bring status weapons.
Think so? Like, you brought the sleep the one time, but it really isn't highly affected by any other status.
Yeah, but think about it. If you're putting it to sleep and paralyzing it and poisoning it...
Its paralysis is near impossible to get to, and poison isn't any good on it.
Really? I've seen it get paralyzed a few times before.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I just know it's really high, the initial.
Yeah.
200 or 250, something like that. That's really, really difficult to hit.
Yeah. But honestly, I feel like status are definitely the better weapons.
It depends. It honestly does depend.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have a newfound appreciation for them because, as I said, like, I really, really love my Brachydios weapons. I'm on my way. I'm so close to having God's Mazio sleep weapons, and after that, I already have a poison weapon, and after that, I'm probably going to work on paralysis.
I hope they do make a bleed weapon.
A bleed weapon? They might. I mean, if that new dragon happens to be Sergio's hybrid and it still does bleeding, then probably, rather than self-sharpening, right?
I think what it would do would be it would cause, like,
that thing would make a beautiful looking lance, eh?
Yeah, it would probably.
That would, like, it would just be stained glass. That'd be so nice.
That would be cool.
Oh, they're like
insect glaives too.
Oh no, the switch axe is going to be pure glass.
Yeah, I could see that. Oh my god, great sword. Brandon's gonna love that great sword.
Yeah. But maybe it will what it would do half the amount of damage, like how poison does damage, how much it does. It will do like half of that, but it will also knock it will slowly also kill their stamina.
That could be, yeah.
Yeah, because you can't move when you're bleeding, or you'll die.
Yeah, true. Next on the list, I got wind resistance. So that's windproof high. So that's definitely helpful.
Like that's definitely
so I don't get blasted back, right?
Yeah, that's definitely a niche one.
Yeah,
but you need that against like Kusha Delora.
Yeah, you absolutely do,
and
because
is great on that.
Yeah, any dragon guy with
with
wings, really, like, because you don't want to get blown back across the map and then you're like running towards it and then it just does it again, which is annoying.
Another one that's not as useful as wind resist is tremor resist. Pretty much just for devil almost.
Tremor resist can be helpful, especially with what was that monster I was fighting the other day? It wasn't a devil Joe. Who else does it?
Eukalos?
Might have been Eukalos.
Or Cantor, one of the two.
They both do.
I think it was a Cantor, actually.
Zhang can do it sometimes.
Oh yeah, he does that when he does the smash forward.
Oh, when he throws a temper tantrum. Yeah.
I wanted the soup for myself.
As we were talking about earlier about handicraft.
No, he's Vegeta. I want to go Super Saiyan. But Vegeta.
It's his turn. So yeah, I got handicraft. I don't have sharpness, but I do have the handicraft on these dual blades, which, as I was saying, it's definitely the better choice out of the two, because it does give you a whole lot more of increased damage ratio, right? So I have the handicraft. I've also got sharpener, speed sharpening, which is a godsend. Like, you don't, like, you're fighting something like the Gogs Mazios, for instance, and you don't want to get hit by that thing. Like, yeah, it's a slow monster, but if it like moves in the arena you're in, you're dead because you're getting hit. So speed sharpening, just one little like click there and you're done. It's excellent. And the last one I have here is I got crit status, so that's especially good with my Light Break Twins, the Brachydios weapon. It's definitely going to destroy some souls, especially when paired with the status attack. Yeah. So that's what I have. Other interesting stuff. Sharpness is good. Handicraft, like, I have handicraft, but sharpness is still good. And I do like. What were you were going to say something? No? Okay, I thought you were trying to interject. I do like, I think it was something that Josiah was talking about.
Sorry, what's that?
Another skill that I like. I don't have it, but another one that's good.
Fast charge is good on your dual blades. It makes your demon gauge go up faster.
Yeah, that's good for charge blades, switch axe, dual blades.
Anything with files, right? And then plus the demon mode on the
longsword.
Longsword, that was it. Longsword.
Yeah. Insect glaive, right?
No.
No, because doesn't the sword have like the same thing as the insect glaive? It goes through the colors.
You pick up colors through the insect, but it doesn't. You can't charge it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the sword's more of a charge.
Actually, they should have totally had that, but instead it would increase the duration of the bugs effects, because you get an effect extender when you upgrade it right. But then if you stack that would have been so good. Now we don't know any bow gun or bow skills, so we can't say a thing about those things.
Yeah.
Now, is there any like skills that you just find like completely worthless besides like bowgun stuff because we don't know? What's like a skill you just hate because it's like, why is this a thing?
I mean, resistance to elements, like, because you can get them from eating.
Yeah.
Resistance to elements and armor, it's like they can be useful, I guess, but it's like you can get them from eating. But at the same time, it's like, why waste a meal on just getting resistances when you can just have it in your armor, right? So, I mean, I guess that's kind of a tit for tat there.
Oh, actually, there was one more skill that's really good, is the protection skill.
Protection? It's not that good.
Yes, it is. To decrease the amount of damage, it's like Divine Blessing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's Divine Blessing. It's great. That's a great skill.
It's only 25%.
Yeah, and then eat some food with Defender High, and then have a life weapon, good looking, actually hit with full damage.
You mean defense weapon?
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant.
Yep.
Yep. Like, good luck getting hit full damage. Like, just with Defender High alone, the amount of times I get the little sparkle saying, hey, you didn't take that much damage. I'm like, yes. I'm like, I love that skill.
Yep, it's a good skill. It's just not one of my favorites.
No, but it's an easy thing to socket on, because it's a 2 plus 1 socket requirement. So it's an easy one to throw on, which I like. Pretty much when you have those like little sockets left and you're like, okay, I can throw something easy on. I'm like, I either throw on Rodeo God or Protection, because I say those are probably the 2 best 2-for-1 deals.
Sharpener is a 2-for-1 deal as well. That's a good
That is true. I don't usually throw that on because when I'm usually using Insect Live, I don't really find that it needs to be.
I have the ultimate of all booty skills on the top of my head. Team player.
Oh yeah.
Let's fist pump the kitties.
Yeah. That's a very single player booty skill.
Yeah. Maestro, I can't remember what it does.
That's a great skill.
That's good if you have the hunting horn.
Oh right, that was that one.
That's a very specific skill, but it's a great skill. Another good skill, which like I've never used it because I don't really think about it, but is wide range.
Yeah, wide range is a good skill.
Good
with Mushroom Mancer.
Yeah, Mushroom Mancer. Pretty much hunting horn with the wide range Maestro and the mushroom thing.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's like the ultimate support class.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see the Insect Live being a support class with what I'm guessing is that style.
The healing?
Yeah. The healing style.
Well, I honestly, like I said in the last video, I'm honestly guessing each insect will give a different boost.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much going to be the second support weapon made.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
Well, didn't they say all the weapons could have a healing style now?
I don't know if they said. But they never showed one thing that even remotely pointed to it, except for Insect Live. I think it's only very specific, so I think it's just going to be Hunting Horn and Insect Live.
You know, it'd be really cool if they kind of did like a healing aspect for the dual blades, where if you had like that, you know how when your health gets knocked down, you still have all that red bar left? You know, it'd be really cool is if you had that red bar, and then for as much damage as you did to that monster, like half of that got healed back to your red bar, but you couldn't exceed the red bar, so it's not too OP.
Yeah.
So that'd be really interesting if that could happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what
I
you're
wonder if the bow, you know how it's when the special you shoot up in the sky and it gives you a stats boost, I wonder if it'll affect everyone.
It could be. I don't know. It kind of flows right onto you, so...
Yeah, but there's no one else there to show. And plus you shoot in the sky, so it sort of sprinkles out everywhere.
True.
So, any other skills you can think of off the top of your head?
Not really. I mean,
there's attack and defense, but that's whatever.
That's just basic, though. That's like that's bread and butter, vanilla.
Do we look basic to you?
Do we look basic to you? We are the Duosion Duo plus Josiah.
Is that the channel's name now?
No, it's not, because that would lose us popularity. I'm sorry.
Oh, they just see you and they instantly unsubscribe.
Oh, rude.
That's why we'll never have face cam.
Okay, but I'm sexy as shit, so all the attention would be on me.
Yeah, but then if they saw...
They call me fat sexy.
That's very controversial.
Hey, fat is sexy to me because...
about that base, about that base.
Because I'm fat sexy, though.
No trouble.
No trouble, at least.
Funny how many,
I guess one more skill is free.
Geddy Lee's about that bass. He can slap the bass.
I guess the last skill would be free element. Just to...
Oh, yeah.
It's a hard skill to get on sometimes.
It is a booty skill in 4. It was great in 3.
But it's great if you have a weapon that has, like, free element, but its damage is incredibly good. And
yes, there are some free element
it's
weapons.
Like if you get free element on the Devil Joe Switch Axe with that purple sharpness and that huge amount of attack with that little amount of dragon damage.
There's only 2 lances that I think are worth it that are...
Yeah, honestly, back in 3 you need free element a lot because a lot of weapons
of the best weapons were.
Yeah, free
in
element.
4, there's only 2. I see the Dalamadur Lance, which is a super, super, super high damage weapon with a relatively significant amount of paralysis on it, and the Grizzlance, which is the Molten Degrex. It is also another super high powered weapon with a relatively smaller but significant amount of blast with really high positive affinity.
Yeah? Yeah. Well, I think with that, I think we've gone through most of the skills we like, but we'll be back and we'll be talking about monsters we like.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.
Alright, we're back. We're back here to talk about our favorite and least favorite monsters. Now, we decided that we're going to keep it down to 2 monsters we like and 2 monsters we dislike.
Just so, because I think that's quite enough to talk about and keep talking about, because every monster has specific movesets, things you like about them, things you dislike about them. But we do have a dishonorary mention. Would you like to take that away, Josiah? Yeah, I don't know what the hell he just did with his life, but we all hate the Rajang equally.
Yeah, there's no denying it. Everyone hates it.
Everyone hates it, so there's no reason that it's going to take up a slot on one of our lists. So here we go.
Like, we can at least talk about why we hate it.
Yeah, alright. Well, we can talk about why we hate it.
Well, we don't like it when he does his Sanic. We don't like it when he moves. We don't like it when he talks, lives, does anything of moving variety.
What's your, one least favorite thing about him?
My least favorite thing about him is after a ride attack, his head flails around. Can't break his horns when he's lying on the ground, flipping his head back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back.
Shut up.
Something I really hate about him is that he shoots lightning from his face.
Dude, that's a funny thing. That's my least.
That's my favorite thing he does
because it's a range and it makes him stop moving for a second. Now, my least favorite thing about him is the fact that, unlike any other monster, well, most of any other monster, but he's the most annoying. Where the fact that he gets to just move and jump forward, and that does a ton of damage to you.
Yeah.
It's like...
You can be clipped by his toe, and there goes half your head.
Yeah, like, he could literally just touch you, and you're having a bad day.
It's one thing getting hit by his actual attacks, but that's more of a fault of you not being able to avoid it. But when he's literally moving forward and coming to you, and he hits you just for a massive amount of damage, that's unfair. And that's my least favorite thing about the Rajang. Okay, so we're gonna start off. Should we start with least favorites or favorites? What do you think?
Let's start with least favorites, just so we can end the video on a positive note.
Yeah. Okay, so my first least favorite monster is the Garuga. The reason I personally
Garuga.
The reason I hate that dumb Garuga so much is because it is literally a clone of a Raytheon, but amplified to be 10 times more annoying.
Rapian.
Yes. Because that's what it likes to do. Because its tail swipe poisons you, which makes no sense why a common tail swipe, which many other monsters do, that will never poison you, but he does. He does a charge attack, a flying charge attack, which spins and then charges you, amplified Raytheon.
Does a tail flip and poisons you at the end of that fly charge.
Amplified Raytheon.
It's overly fast pecking thing it does. It's way too fast.
Yep.
What else did it do?
It roars constantly over and over again.
I think that's the biggest problem, that it actually has a loud roar. It makes no sense. The Yang Cuckoo or the Blue Cuckoo don't have it, but he does.
Yeah.
It is annoying.
He's kind of like a mixture of the Gypsyros and the Raytheon.
Yeah. Just imagine we had that dumb flash.
Oh, I don't want to.
And another problem is it's so small that you end up hitting your allies. It's like, Raytheon's at least decently big enough.
Yep.
Yang Cuckoo Garuga is just the biggest annoyance. Now, I'm actually trying to remember what my second one was. Gosh darn it.
I'll start talking about mine while you try and figure it out.
Okay. Let's take turns.
We'll do that.
We'll do one at a time. My least favorite is probably the Ignactor. I am not a fan. If I'm with other people, it's fine. But when I'm all on my own, Evade Lancing is so hard against the Ignactor. Like, near impossible. Because his charge, all his moves have a extended period of damage where you can continue to be hit. So if he hits you, does like his jaw swipe or something like that, it's slow and gradual, but does a lot of damage. And you hop, and it's like, okay, I'm past that. Nope, it's still going. Bang, you're done.
Yeah, that monster's really your bane. Like,
Yeah.
I use Insect Glide, and I'm able to fight that thing alone because
You can flip right over.
Yeah, I can flip right over, and it's easy to just move around. It's
Yeah.
quick. I'm sure stuff like sword and shield would be great against that thing too.
Because it's quick.
Yeah,
And-
it's quick. You have a shield. You don't have to disengage your weapon.
Yeah, it's easier to guard Lance against a Ignactor if you're by yourself than it is to evade
Yeah.
Lance. But once you're an evade Lancer, you're not guard Lancing.
Yeah, I feel like guarding is the easiest thing against that.
I never actually fought it, but I wonder how I'd fare with dual blades. Because I don't have a shield, but I'm fast.
For the fact that its main charge pretty much one-shots you if you don't have defense on.
Yeah. It
It's
is
a-
a powerful monster.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Well, you're dual blades. You'll be like me. You'll be fine as long as you can avoid it.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty good at predicting a monster's moves, and I'm decent, like, unless I get caught off guard, which is when I start screaming like a
Pretty
little
much,
girl.
yeah, to just
But
avoid. You pretty much just have to avoid.
This is not okay!
You just pretty much have to avoid its charge, and then it has its laser beam, which you just have to Superman
The
dive.
quad laser.
The quad laser. So we're going to Mr. Green's.
Okay, I'm gonna start with my, not my least favorite. I'm gonna save that for next one, because I have something to fucking say. But I'm gonna use one, I'm gonna say
Actually,
one.
I think I know one. I think I know which
You
one.
probably do.
Yeah.
But the one I'm going to talk about right now is the Congalala or the Emerald Congalala.
Really?
I haven't fought that thing in
I
ages.
think it's not its fighting style. It's an easy monster to kill. It's not because I think it's a hard monster. It's because
You're just angry to
really
steal your shrooms.
you. I'm upset. It's like, really, you dedicated an entire monster to a baboon, and its special power is literally puking and shitting? Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, you're gonna sit here and tell me that there is a monkey over in that woods, and how it's gonna beat you is it's gonna fart, it's gonna shit, it's gonna throw up, it's gonna burp, and it's gonna eat a mushroom to either flamethrower or poison gunk you to death.
It can actually do anything.
Paralysis too.
Can it do paralysis too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It can do fire, it can do elemental, it can do everything.
Like, it's so upsetting. Like, you're like, I can't, and it looks so stupid. And then if you actually break its crown, it looks hilarious. It looks like a banana split. Like seriously.
The thing is, I made that thing's armor in high rank.
I know it. Oh, don't get me started on the armor, okay? The armor. You're wearing a G-string, okay? I don't want to talk about that right now. So that's why I'm bringing a little bit of a different thing to a disliking monster. It's not because of how hard they are. It's not because of how they fight. Well, it's very much how it fights, but it's the fact that they dedicated a monster to a goddamn baboon, and it wasn't Rafiki. Okay? So that's one of my two dislikes. Let's go back to Lucas.
Okay, so I finally remember what mine was. Now the thing is, one of my least favorite things to fight, because it likes to contradict everything I like in life and my skills, and that is the Molten Tigrex.
Yep.
Oh, the Molten Tigrex. Where do you begin with this thing? You begin that fight, the only way to fight it is fighting in an enclosed area where you can't escape unless you use a Farcaster, which is annoying enough. So, you start the fight and it starts off non-rage and it's very slow. You can get some easy damage at the very beginning.
Damage.
Right? But then once it gets in rage, it is the worst thing in existence. It charges at you, it does like 4 runs at you, so you have to keep dodging for 4 runs while it's charging at you, which is so annoying. It's fast and it does incredible amount of damage.
It's a bulldozer on steroids.
Yep. It does blast damage. Blast damage?
Blast blade.
No, blast blight. That's it. Which is annoying because you had to roll out of that to get all that. So it's a stamina-eating monster against you because the amount of rolling you have to do and avoiding.
Yep.
It has, and the most annoying thing is the fact its roar does damage. It's like, I love hearing earplugs, but then this thing just loves to contradict you and just do damage regardless, and it roars consistently. It'll sometimes do 4 roars in a row, and it'll just keep doing damage.
Sound like the Kazoo, anyone?
Yeah.
I hate the Kazoo when it gets upset.
But it's honestly even worse than the Kazoo.
Oh, I bet.
And it also takes quite a while to break its its face, which you need those fangs.
And it bounces before you do that.
And it doesn't help that so many weapons and its armor's great, and you need that dire blast heart. So you have to keep fighting regardless whether you want to or not.
Yep.
It's everything I dislike in a monster. It's fast, it's annoying, and it will not show any mercy.
Lego?
Yep.
Now, I'm not going to talk about Monster Hunter 3 monsters, but pretty much anything in the water is my ultimate hate.
Just pointing that out there. Any monster in the water, you might
cry.
as well just say it's the worst monster in the game.
Don't cry.
But,
The gobble! The gobble!
The gobble!
Gobble! The gobble!
I hope I'm not taking.
So I think we can all.
I hope I'm not taking Ryan's here, but I'm going to say Azure Rathalos.
No, you didn't take mine.
Good.
I know what his is.
Oh, okay. Azure Rathalos. I was going to make fun of it, but it flew away.
Nice! Yo, legit nice.
Oh, you can't keep the thing on the ground, and you have to be like Flash Bomb Master 2.0 to be able to knock it out of the sky.
Or you have an insect live.
Or have an insect glide. But if you're on your own, or with someone else, or with someone
Or a
else,
light bow gun.
Yeah, but those are things we don't have.
I have a light bow gun. Just one.
Yes, there are things that you can use to counter it, but just for weapons that stay on the ground, oh my goodness, would you stop going in the air all the time?
Can I add something to that? And I hope I'm not kind of stealing your thunder here, but
You never had anything to begin with.
he kind of like, he'll do damage where it's like, okay, I gotta heal, and then he'll come and he'll blast fire at you, and it's like, damn, and you roll that off, and then he comes and hits you with his tail and poisons you, then it's like, damn, and then you have to antidote that, and then he blasts you with fire again. It's like, stop it! I hate this thing so much. Like, it's not on my list, but back to you.
Yeah, you just stand there. My least
What can I
favorite.
do?
Now, a couple monsters can do this, and I think it's the most unfair mechanic inside Monster. I know the Gormagala can do it, the Rathian, the Rathalos can all do it, and it bugs the heck out of me. It's when they roar, jump up in the air, and then with the wind pressure pushing you back after the roar hits you with a fireball.
Yep.
How fair is that?
Yeah. It's like I hate getting hit with wind resistance. It's like, come on, move, get out of your stunned mode, whatever it's called.
It's like, how unfair. You're supposed to be able to have the opportunity to dodge a hit, but the only way you can dodge that is either having hearing or wind resistance.
One thing it's like, this is just a little niche thing about just a hate thing in general with some monsters, is when just a good example is the Devil Show. I don't have a problem with the Devil Show anymore, but when it's like dead and it's sleeping, it's like so many times I literally wake it up, start hitting it, and it should be at like one hit from death. It digs away and goes to the next location.
Oh god, I hate when monsters do that.
You do not have the right to leave as soon as you wake up.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is infuriating. Like, I was fighting one recently. I hit it, and it woke up. It ran away. I literally run to the next area, and I hit it once, and it dies. I'm like, I'm done with this. Okay, I guess we can go to Mr. Green's.
Alright.
I think I know.
Now, you think you know what it is, and I'm about to go on a fucking rant. Okay.
It's the Celtus, isn't it?
It's the Cephadrome.
Oh, right.
Okay, I guess I was wrong.
What'd you think it was?
I thought it was the Chaotic Gormagala after
Really?
that. Yeah,
No, I don't. Like, I had a really tough time fighting it, a couple times that day, but...
Let me give my reason. When he needed to farm Chaotic Gormagala for his dual blades. Chaotic Gormagala.
They were called Inferno Paradis.
This Chaotic Gormagala would not leave him alone. It kept hitting him, and it killed him like twice. And every time he walked in the area, he would get hit with a huge blast and got knocked away.
It's like look, this is at the far corner of the map. I approach it so it's literally, it would have to cross-map me to get to me, okay? And I walk in, and I just see it fighting Lucas, then it looks at me, and it's just like, welcome to my kitchen, today's special is you're gonna die, and then it jumps across the map and gets me. It's like, I
honestly have never seen him rage so hard at a monster.
Like, I don't get angry at video games, but
that was an
holy
exception.
crap, I was so mad at that because it happened twice. Okay, it happened twice. It wasn't okay.
It was so funny because you're like, I'm coming in, and I'm like, ooh.
You're like, oh wait, no, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't really. You're gonna regret it. So you can talk about the Separate Drone, the thing I've fought like 3 times in my life.
The Thing of Nightmares, and Josiah agrees, it's one of the most annoying monsters in the game. This thing, first of all, the what are the small ones called? Cephalos or Cephaprey?
Cephalos, I think.
Cephalos? Okay, so the little ones are called Cephalos.
They'll give you cephalitis.
I actually hate you.
That's what water blight is.
Get out.
Cephalitis.
Get the hell out. So, you can almost barely distinguish the difference between the Cephalos and the Cephadrome. Because the Cephalos are actually quite big for small monsters, and if you're looking at them, it's like, oh yeah, that's the thing. And then it comes up behind you and gets you from behind the sand. It's like, oh, that's cool. This thing will constantly burrow underground. It will never resurface. It can do water blight, which, honestly, I don't give a fuck about that. It's like the least threatening of any blight in the game. And the other thing...
And then it gets up and dances. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle,
yeah, no, when you knock it over, it drops on the deck and flops like a fish.
It's a magic harp.
No, it is. Okay, yeah.
Cephalos, hip check.
The hip check, though! Its body is so damn long that, like, you can...
Okay. The end of hips don't lie.
Its body is so damn long that you cannot avoid that goddamn hip check. And the one quest, and I think it's either G1 to get... Yeah, it's G1 to get to G2. The one quest where you have to fight 2 of the Cephadromes. Done. No. Game over. I had to fight that with me and my friend, and we kept failing, so we literally had to spend the day crafting thunder weapons to beat them, and we had to fight with 2 randoms online just to beat those 2 fuckers. Okay? And we still almost lost. It was ridiculous.
I fought it literally 3 times, and I've never had a problem with it. I don't understand.
It's a terrible monster. I hate it.
It's just... I don't know. I find it more of the funny, easy monsters to fight.
I hate it so much. Like, I can't even deal with it shit ever. Like, it's like I like sharks, but then this thing is
well, it's kind of a double-edged sword in my opinion. I hate the fact that you have to fight it at all, but I'm happy that you only ever have to fight it once. Because how many Cephalos armors are there that are useful, and how many Cephalos weapons are there?
I don't have any Cephalos armors or weapons. I don't even know what they do.
If there's any.
Yeah.
All I know is that they are pointless. Like...
Well, that's the thing, too.
Why did you put them in the game to annoy us if you're not going to give us
Exactly. It's one of the most annoying monsters in the game, and you don't even get anything from it. It's like, yeah, that's a relief. I don't have to fight it if I don't need to, but it's just like, there are 2 times that you actually have to fight it to progress. I think 1 in single player and 1 or 2 in multiplayer.
G rank ones.
Is it just the G? Well, don't you have to fight it in high rank 1 of them, and then in G rank you have to fight 2?
Yes.
Yeah, and then in single player, I think you have to do it as well.
Maybe.
I think you have to do it in single. But I was playing single more recently than you guys.
Yeah.
But regardless, like, it's such an annoying monster for almost no reason.
It's a joke.
So those were all of our dislikes.
Yep.
So hold on. So mine was a Yangrugan, a Molten T-Rex. Yours was
Agnactor and Azure Rathalos.
And then mine was Kongalalas and the Cephadrome.
You know, it's funny there was only 1 Elder Dragon disliked out of all those ones.
The Agnactor?
Oh wait, he's not even an Elder Dragon.
No, he's a brute. He's a brute wyvern.
Yeah, you're right. We don't hate any Elder Dragon.
Elder Dragons are easy.
Yeah.
I don't really like the Teostra that much. Oh, you don't like the Teostra that much after the problem you had with him last time?
I don't have any problem with Teostra.
I don't like him that much, but I wouldn't say he's one of my least favorite monsters.
It's like...
He's kind of a cool design.
Okay, I think I should really fight a Teostra with a Switch Axe over an Insect Live.
Chimera, sorry.
Because it sucks getting hit by that supernova when you're midair.
You just need to put the timer on.
I know that too. Okay, so I guess we can go into our favorite monsters.
That's you.
So I'm going to start off with the first one, which I think everyone knows. Mine is, as you can see on the video, the Ceatus.
Hey!
The Ceatus!
Because the first game I ever played was 3U, and the first ever Elder Dragon I ever fought was the Ceatus. It's just so big and massive and cool. And then when you get into the actual arena where you fight him for real, you have this epic music playing, his Ciatis music, and it's just so glorious. And I decided, because I love that monster so much in 3, to make its armor, not knowing what it did, just wanted to make it and its weapon. And little did I know that armor is so good. The Helios armor gives you water attack, hearing, part breaker, handicraft, well, enough handicraft where you just have to throw a talisman on, and stamina. It is such a good looking armor and such a great armor, and it makes such a great switch axe. And it's definitely my favorite Elder Dragon out any other ones, just because of how good its armor is and just how much I love it. That's why I put the Ciatis on the logo.
Yep. Me?
You?
I think Ryan and me are probably going to have the same favorite monster.
I didn't choose this because I knew you would. I didn't
okay.
choose it because I knew you would.
Okay, never mind. My favorite monster, top favorite monster, is the Zinogre. 100% plain Zinogre. Mostly because of its looks. It is just such a cool looking monster. A lightning blue and gold wolf, like... Yeah.
It's just so funny.
Best thing ever!
Just a little side note, it's just so funny how, after a while, some monsters become just so easy.
Yes.
Like, you start doing, like, expeditions and whatnot, or you're just fighting a monster, you just learn how to pin down some monsters so well, like Zinogre, Najarala. Like, those monsters you just learn to pin and destroy instantly, where they're literally just farming.
Like, I remember I was at my boss's house sitting for him, and it was the first time I had ever started to farm as an ogre. I really wanted its, I believe I was after a Jasper or a Skymerald. I can't remember.
I think it was a Skymerald.
I think I was after Skymerald. I was fighting the G-rank Zinogre by myself, and I kept on dying over and over and over again. There was nothing I...
so frustrated.
I was so annoyed.
I've never seen him get that angry.
And now that I fought it so many times, there's no problem with Zinogre anymore. I could body a Zinogre in a couple minutes.
Oh, Zinogres are easy to fight, man. The one I find hard is the Stygian.
Yeah,
the Stygian Zinogre is
worse.
difficult because it gives you the Dragon Blight. You can't use Element, and it's like okay, even if you're not fighting with that, it's still hard.
Hey guys, we're back. Sorry for the interruption, but I had to get Iron Brew. Bruh. So we're back, and we're going to talk about your first favorite.
Yeah, it's my first favorite.
But Iron Brew.
But yeah, Iron Brew though.
It's like bubble gum.
Wow, I have to. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I remember my first favorite. Okay, so my first favorite. This is actually my second favorite monster. I want to do my absolute favorite for last, obviously. But my first favorite, I'm going to have to say Tidal Najarala.
Ah, we got power here.
The Najarala is cool. It's a giant rattlesnake, but the Tidal Najarala is absolutely gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
Like, its color scheme of that purple, aqua blue, and, like, teal green is just amazing. Like, and its armor is awesome. You get, like, 2 wing crests on your back.
It's funny how generally most of the time, the second version of Monster's color palette's always cooler most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not in the Zinogre's case. I mean, I liked the Zinogre better than the Stygian.
But it's not like a huge difference in like it's not like the ordinary Zinogre outdoes the Stygian.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
100% it does.
I don't think it like this.
Stygian's just boring gray, black, and white.
Yeah.
And it has red in it, but the Zinogre is just this gorgeous blue
Stygian
and gold.
does not stack up.
No way. No.
Well, okay, most.
But I mean, like, in the case of, like, the Rathalos in them, like, yeah, Zure Rathalos is the most beautiful color.
The Ice
What about Ash
Barrel.
Ketchawatcha?
Yeah, that's nicer.
Ash Ketchawatcha. What color was that one?
Blue, black, orange.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just annoying to fight because it bounces.
But no, the Tidal Najarala is just gorgeous. Like, you fight it at the Frozen Seaway the first time, I believe, and it's an awesome fight. I like the Frozen Seaway map, and I just think that it's perfect that you fight it there, and it's, as I said, like, its armor is just incredible, and all of its weapons look cool as well. So, I mean, that's definitely why I like that monster. The Najarala is cool, but its color scheme's kind of boring once you compare it to its counterpart.
Yeah, just a little fun story. When I got to run G-Rank, and I unlocked the first Apex monster I unlocked was the Tidal Najarala, and I was like, I should just try fighting it, see how it is. That thing is one of the most dumb, annoying things to fight in Apex form because its legs are so tiny and hard to hit.
Yeah.
That you pretty much will always be bouncing unless you got the drive on.
Yeah.
Which is a pain in the butt.
Absolutely.
But I beat it with like a few minutes left on the clock. Just because you had to keep jumping back and forth from fighting to not fighting, just to wait for those braces and whatnot to kick back in, because you can't fight it any other way.
And I mean, it's a big thing for me to say that the title Nodrella is my favorite, because when I fought the Nodrella for the very first time in the game, I had such trouble with it. You have no idea.
I feel like most people have that case just because it's like you
so
get trapped and then you get smacked.
The trap was what killed me every single time.
Yeah. I eventually just learned how to get out of it when I was using switch action single.
I just have to Superman dive and I'm okay.
Superman! So, I think we're on to second favorites.
Yep, so you're...
My second favorite is another Elder Dragon. And I really couldn't think of another like favorite like I can naturally think of, but after I looked through a list of monsters, this one popped up in my head that's like really cool, the Gogmazio.
No! No! I was gonna take that!
I beat you the punch!
What am I supposed to do? That's my favorite one!
We can both talk about it.
No, we can't! I'm so juiced!
So shall we talk about Mr. Gooby?
Oh! You say what you say, that I'm saying my shit. I'm so pissed off.
Your turn. No, I'm joking.
So pissed off.
So the Gogmazios was one of those. I didn't.
As soon as you said
I know what you
like,
could do. You can just do the Golden Ciatus.
as soon as you said Gogmazio, so I was like, or Elder Dragon, I was like, no, you better not take my thing.
You know, okay, I'll say the third thing though. Top of my head, you can talk about Gogmazios. I'm going to say third is the Duran Moren. Now, I know people say it's a pretty slow fight, but honestly, I like that fight because it's just really epic, and you're on this epic boat fight, and it's really fun with others.
Yeah, it's cool to play with others.
Fire the cannons, jump on him, and it's really fun with the insect.
Who needs Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
Yeah. It's really fun with Insect Glide because if you get your jump on, you can just jump on when you normally can't get on him, and just start wailing on him. No pun intended. But
wow, you're so grounded.
But I like that fight because once you shoot off the ballista thingy and then you fight him on the ground, destroys Nans, and
wreck his Nans.
Destroys Nans.
Wreck his Nans.
You don't. It's not even the level of wreck. It's destroy the Nans.
Oh, so we're like 3 levels up from wreck.
Yeah. But I like it. It's a fun fight, and I've got plenty of its Dragon Spires for days.
True. Wait, that has a Dragon's Fire too?
Yes.
Oh.
The Earth Dragon's Fire.
Okay. You're up.
Alrighty. My final monster.
No one
That's
cares.
my favorite.
Say Gogmazios and I'm punching you.
Is Gogmazios? No.
The
I'm going to
Ludroth.
be... Oh. Ooh, you're good. Pink Ludroth.
Yeah.
No, I don't like the fact that it's poison compared to water. Water Blight's easier, but it's just way prettier looking.
It's so fabulous.
It's a pink sponge! Yes! Strawberry scented sponges.
Someone used polymerization on Patrick and SpongeBob.
True. I just need the pants.
Yeah.
DLC.
Wow!
That'd be the funniest thing
But
ever.
I just think it's a really cool looking monster.
Patrick
it's a
Bob Ludroth
lion, and
pants.
it's spongy, and it's pink, and who doesn't like pink?
And let's face it, the best monster design were in 3. Let's be real.
I disagree immensely.
No, they were the most fun and most interesting looking monsters compared to 2, the grim and gray of all monsters.
Well, no.
It's like, compare the core
I like Four's monsters for the most part. My third
I like
choice,
Four's
my
monsters.
third choice would
there's
be
not that
Chaotic
many
Gormagal.
4 monsters.
What?
There are a lot of 4 monsters are from 2.
Not
Well, then I like a lot of 2's monsters too.
But Young Cuckoo, Zhang, Camilla, it's just not as cool as 3's.
Zenogre started in 2, didn't it?
Yep.
Zenogre?
Or 3?
Yep.
Yeah,
Zenogre's Freedom Unite.
Are you sure he was in 3?
Yes.
I mean 2? I know he was in 3.
He was not added in 3. He's been around the whole time.
I know, but 3 has the Brachydios, it has the Volvidon, it has the Quiripecco, it has the Ludroth, it has the Ciatis, it has the
None
Barrel.
of those are my favorite monsters.
They're not my favorite monsters, but they're all well and more. What
The
is
Pink
it?
Ludroth was literally the only monster from 3 that I could actually put on a list of my
You
favorites.
didn't even beat the game. You didn't even fight a Nargacuga.
No, I didn't. That probably would be on my list if it were. But Nargacuga is even in 4, so.
Yeah.
Well,
Because I don't like
I don't
him.
think I'd like the lucid Nargacuga as much, though. I like the look of the black Nargacuga.
Yeah. They also have the, what's the other one, not Nargacuga, the Berry Elf?
I don't care about the Barrier.
The Berry Elf's cool. It's a saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah.
And I love the Volvidon. The
I don't really care about the Volvidon.
No, it's okay.
But it's
It also has stupid Jay Leno chin monster.
Oh, but that was power! Come on!
It also has the stupid anteater.
That's the Volvidon.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the giant. No, that's the Agnactor.
Yeah, the Ignactor is awesome.
It has the nice. It
Is
has
it
the nice.
Cantor or Agnactor? I can always.
It's Ignactor.
Okay.
A Cantor is the one you're from 4.
Yeah, yeah.
It has the nice and easy.
And 2 brought the dumb
fuck, what's
Uconlos and a Cantor into the game.
What's the bunny called again?
Conmos. What's wrong with you, Conmos?
I don't know, they're a pair, so.
What's the bunny called? I forget. The
Legambi.
Oh.
Has the nice and easy Legambi subspecies, the bear.
The
Oh, yeah, the
Azeros.
Azeros.
Yeah.
I think the Volvidon's a subspecies of the Azeros. Because they're pretty much the same, but fire, and one has a long tongue.
Giggity.
Giggity.
To get into those
What are we
hard
talking about again?
monsters.
Oh yeah, he was talking about his Pink Ludroth.
Yep. Here you go.
You're done talking about it?
Yeah.
All right. So now for my monster, Lucas had to ruin it. My favorite monster
You're welcome.
is the Camellias. I'm just kidding. The Gogs Mazios. I absolutely love this thing because it's one of the absolute biggest monsters in the game. Like, yeah, there's a lot of those gigantic Titan ones.
All over you.
I know there's a lot of those giant, like, Titan ones, but this one just stands above the rest for me. Its weapons, first of all, I want to make its dual blades, and I'm close. Its weapons, for me, start at a rare 10, and then you upgrade them again. Like, that's insane. The fact that there are 2 rare 10 weapons under his belt. Like, and he's this black dragon that spews oil from the crevices of his body, where if you get caught in them, you get stuck. He can light them on fire. When he gets damaged, they become magma, and he has this giant drill on his back. That's badass as it is.
He has a Dragonator stuck in his back.
Yeah, he eats that like sootstone or whatever it is. That's his food. Like, remember, like, his immenseness keeps saying, like, oh, there's this this stone.
Ryan actually reads the text.
Yeah.
All this stone keeps going missing. I don't think it was sootstone, but it's some sort of like volcanic rock, right?
And also
and then it's like, oh, I found out what it is. It's the Gogs Mazios. Go fight it. In the fact that it's such a crazy monster that not even the game knows what its little icon looks like. It's just a question mark. That's badass.
It's 6 arms. Look at these.
Oh, it's sweet.
Yeah.
Like, he has these giant wings that it doesn't
And
even
let's-
look like he can
let's
fly.
talk about
But
that's
when
awesome
I will
things.
get to it. I will get to it. Believe me. Okay, I have a lot to talk about with this monster. When he does fly, he becomes literally the most terrifying thing on the planet. You do not stay in that room when he's flying. You do not. It's not something you do.
He goes all out Gundam on the location.
He absolutely. He has the quad fucking laser. Okay.
And the thing I like also about that fight is the fact that you're fighting in the battle quarters. Battle quarters is one of the funnest places to fight.
I mean, I really don't care about that. I don't like that location that much, but I mean, the fact that I can fight the Gogs Mazios in it, I have to respect it for that. But yeah, okay, let's talk about the face now. You can say what you'd like about the face.
It's just like so cool when you're getting that intro screen. It's just walking forward, and then it just stands up, and you see this cool, like hollowed, creepy face, like a jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, like a hollowed out skull of a dragon head, and it's just. And the laser he shoots literally has one of the biggest range of any attack in the game. It just pulls this massive lava bubble and then explodes. If you're too close to it, you're dead. That's a one-hit KO.
And I also love playing it because it's such a good monster to ride because it's so easy to hit. And as long as you stay under him and avoid his goo,
if he lands on you, it takes away like 2/3 of your health. It's terrifying. Something else I love about this is just a little thing that kind of made me love it was I was fighting it with everyone here, and then they were like, "Oh, it's rare as the what's it? The something Dragon's Fire?
Dragon's Fire, yeah.
The what Dragon's Fire?
War-torn.
The war-torn Dragon's Fire," and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's rare." I'm just like, "Oh, I got it off the tail carve, first carve." They're like, "Are you serious?" And then I did it again.
Yeah.
So I have 2 of them off the tail carve,
And
first
I have
try. So, I mean, that's just another thing. So, Tagog's is just a titan of a creature that I just love.
Incredible.
And I think I like just a little thing is like I also have to give credit to the Shah Dalamadur or the Dalamadur, just because it's such a cool fight.
Yeah, it is.
It's like it's really dynamic. It's really new for a Monster Hunter game. Biggest monster.
I've never fought the Shah Dalamadur, but I fought the Dalamadur.
It's not much different, just stronger.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. I like the fact that it's so big that you have to lock into one area at a time.
I just love that you fight it in one section, and then it'll move up the spiral, then it'll move to one section, then the other. You have to look out for that huge laser that will most likely one-shot you.
Something else really cool about the Dalamadur is that the lore behind it. Like, these guys don't read a whole lot, but the lore behind it is that it's an ancient form of the Najarala, and if it so much as twitches its body in its sleep, it levels mountains. If you play Pokemon, you know that Tyranitar eats them, and he can, like, level them just by going on a rampage. No, that's a rampage. This is if it twitches in its sleep. Think about how much you roll around when you sleep. If you could level a mountain every time you so much as moved, there would not be an Earth left.
Oh yeah, one more thing. Another thing, cool thing about the Gogmazios is it's War-torn Dragon's Fire. It's text. Remember, if it gets cracked,
yeah, it's like some sort of jewel that if you cracked it, it would literally destroy the world.
Yeah, I'm like, hello.
Yeah, I got it the other day for the 2nd or 3rd time, and then I was like, "You guys ever read the text on this?"
I read it when I first saw it. I'm like, oh. Crack it quick.
Terrifying.
Kill all the monsters. It's worth it.
Kill all the monsters. Oh, it said to contain a god's power or something.
That would literally be the hunt all monsters mission. Just blow up the world. You literally hunted them all.
Hunted everything.
Think of all the rewards.
Oh yeah.
Every item reward you could ever get.
An unlimited bag inventory.
Yep. Well, with that, I think we can end the podcast. I think we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I think we talked about a lot of stuff there. Definitely like this if you can.
Dislike it quick.
No, don't do that. No. But anyway, check out our previous podcast if you haven't seen it. That was our first one. There's a number 2. Not obviously they don't go in any specific order, but I mean check them out. So because we're cool.
I'm not.
I mean I am.
I'm not.
I mean I am.
I could be.
He's not.
Oh.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.